Bandwidth for First Updates Now is supported by AndyMark. Are you competition ready? Go to andymark.com and keep your team inspired. And by the Blue Alliance. Keep up to date on all live and archived First Robotics events and team stats at thebluealliance.com. First Updates Now is brought to you by viewers like you. Fun relies on the generous support of our fans in order to continue to keep creating content. Please consider donating, giving bits, or subscribing. Subscribe for a few bucks a month or for free through Twitch Prime. And don't forget that our subscribers get 5x chance to win on all giveaways. We made it here, guys. Coming up on First Updates Now. Week 6 events are complete. We'll give the rundown of the top 25 teams as voted by you, the FRC community. Mike's got our snub of the week for us this week, and we'll also answer your questions and comments in chat live. Reporting for First Updates Now, I'm Tyler Rolds.
I'm Mike Stark.
I'm Justin Montoya. Christine, and like everyone else, seems to have the night off tonight.
Including our producer,
Christine,
Nick.
No Nick. No guests.
Nobody.
Jeez.
Just us.
This is back to the basics, bare bones, guys.
That's it. Glad to have you with us, though, Tyler.
Absolutely.
So, as always, we have a fantastic giveaway tonight. Do we have 2 again tonight, Tyler?
We do have 2, yep.
Awesome. Cool. So, the first one is our familiar friends from FRC1720, the Fixed Gears, who are the creators of the Bat Hawk. So one winner near the end of the show will receive a 4-pack of these awesome devices that instantly let you know if your battery has the voltage for your next match. And then our second giveaway is an awesome t-shirt donated by Team 829, the Digital Goats out of Indiana. Catch them this week at the Indiana State Championship. If you'd like to sponsor a giveaway with some sweet swag of your own and to get a shout out on air, let us know by emailing admin@firstupdatesnow.com. To make sure to win, make sure you follow or subscribe and type in this the specific keyword when prompted. Don't forget that subscribers get 5 times luck on drawings, and you can subscribe for free. I've done this 6 weeks now, still can't say that word. For free through Prime or for just a few bucks a month. If you're watching on the Blue Alliance game day, make sure you come to our channel and subscribe or give bits. And if you're not watching live, you can still subscribe to support fun, or we welcome donations. We need your help to continue making great content, so thank you to those who've been willing to step up and let us know that you appreciate our content.
So before we get into no international recap tonight, that will be coming next week as well. But we do want to let you know that we do have some great shows going on Monday evenings as well. If you're familiar or you've been watching us for a few years, we used to do all the recaps in this show, and it made it a 3, which would now be a 4-hour show, right, guys? Based on
pretty much
how many events there are. So we have split that out. North America region recap takes place on Mondays. We have 5 different regions in the U.S. and Canada, including a show in Mexico when it's before the championship. So they'll have one next week. We do have a Australia show that is happening on Friday at 9 p.m. Central, so 10 p.m. Eastern. I believe that is noon Sydney time on Saturday, but that is coming for you Aussies and for those who are interested in following that along. So make sure you check that out. And then next week, guys, we got championships coming up, so expect a little bit change.
Nuts.
I know, right? So expect a little bit of change in our content for what we have coming up in regards to previews for divisions. We are hoping to do a division preview show on Monday. It is very pending on when divisions come out, but that's the plan right now. And unfortunately, we don't know when exactly they're coming out, so we will figure that out as we go along. But with that said, guys, make sure you check out all of our recaps, all of our content on our YouTube page, or you can watch it live on demand here on Twitch. A quick side producer note, our producer Nick, who usually produces the show right now, got some last minute tickets to go and watch some competitive robots for some TV filming of something. I don't know. He said he'll tell me what it is as long as I don't tell anybody. And don't worry, we'll make sure only you guys know. That doesn't violate NDA, right?
No.
So, okay. Good. So, but with that said, no fun after dark tonight. We might stick around a little bit afterwards in the FRCTop25 with the 3 of us, talk a little bit of extra things as well.
Sweet. So this is kind of it. We're kind of on an abridged show this week. So with that, we're kind of going to get into the top 25. And we're going to, I guess, leave some breaks for some side conversations and side issues like we always have. So
we're pretty good at
as always,
tangents.
Absolutely. Tyler, do you know offhand how many voters we had this week?
It was a little bit over 300, I think, or something.
Okay.
Usually week 6 is a little bit lower for us.
Oh, it's up.
So that it's still up like 40% over last year or something like that.
Oh, yeah,
so,
for sure.
Yeah.
So thanks to everyone who did vote this week and have been voting all season long. And if you're interested in voting for who you think the top 25 teams are in FRC each year and who will make our final top 25 next week, make sure you check our website at firstupdatesnow.com, our Facebook page, or Chief Delphi. Voting is open from 6 p.m. Eastern through 6 p.m. or 6 p.m. Eastern Sunday through 6 p.m. Eastern Monday. So make sure you get your selections in on time. Our next voting will be for all teams attending championships. I hate that that's plural. So make sure you get your vote counted and you vote on time.
And if you're interested in getting a shirt that shows everyone around you how excited you are and happy that your team was featured in the top 25, we have some new merchandise available for you to grab. So shopfirststyle.com is the place to look for that. We have flat $5 shipping to the U.S. and Canada. International shipping is available. You can find that link to our website at firstupdatesnow.com or by going to shopfirststyle.com. And for 10% off, you can use code FUN10. So check out that brand new merchandise available to you.
Hey, Justin, I do want to jump in that we will be having specific top 25 countdown shirts coming back for our championships, which is a big thing you guys did a couple years ago, and I have admittedly dropped the ball on. But we just talked to our vendor, Siri, for that, and we will be having those up for championships. So if you make it in the top 25 for one of the championship polls, you can get a T-shirt that's got your team name on it.
Fantastic.
All right. That's it. It feels so weird to
Show's
get into
over.
it.
Oh, wait.
Yeah, it pretty much is.
All right.
And by the way, guys,
Let's
put
get
your
this
predictions. We'd love to see who you think will make the top 25 in certain areas. Tell you, if you get all 25 in order correctly, we'll buy you a Porsche or something like that. Mike will buy you a Porsche. So
Absolutely. No, I
Thank you
won't.
for not putting that on me.
Yeah, right. All right. Let's do it.
Just gotta switch into top 25 mode here.
Here we go.
Do you have like a mental gear or something like that, or how does that work?
No, it's just a tab. It's just a Google Chrome tab.
Yeah.
But sometimes it takes me to find.
The thought process of doing that.
That's right.
Yeah,
Alrighty. So week 6, FRC top 25.
Crazy.
Yeah, I know it is. It's gone by so fast. But in the top 25 spot this week, we have team 3357.
From Grand Rapids, Michigan, and Forest Hills School District, it's the Comments. They have an overall record of 52-2. They were the winners of the St. Joseph's, the Lansing, and the Forest Hills District events. So underrated, probably.
Yeah, this
They
team
have
needs
3
some love.
events. Yeah. 3 events. They have 4 banners because they got District Chairman's Award at Lansing. They only have 2 losses on the year, 2 number 1 seeds. This past weekend, the District Forest event, they took their second number 1 seed of the season and cruised in for their 3rd win. They've never scored below 403 points in the playoffs, and they were putting 2 cubes on the switch in auto and then can co-climb with the partner in the end game. Just an unbelievable, unreal season by the Comments. They still have a Michigan State championship to go, and then half champs in Detroit for them as well. So they've done so much already, and still have 2 of the biggest stages coming up for them. So definitely expect to see these guys again somewhere in the top 25. Just an incredible season. Just obviously, I think flying under the radar, but not. I mean, to some extent. But so congrats to 3357. The Comments on just an amazing season.
Yeah, I mean they're obviously starting to get some recognition. And talking to PJ and Nick and Allison, who are our First in Michigan recap hosts, they have a lot of great things to say about the Comments and just talking about just how consistent they are, how quick they are as well too. You can see them just completely working with their alliance partners to destroy their Switch right now. And it just is a great robot overall on how they can score. And I love how they do that little wrist flip, by the way, if you saw that when they score. But I think that's a team that, First in Michigan with so many teams and so much saturation sometimes gets overlooked. But I think this team is starting to get some great recognition, and congrats to them on 3 district wins.
Yeah. Have they been on, I'm going to look, I'm on the wrong site. Have they been on the top 25 this year yet?
I don't think so.
Getting to our rankings.
I know they've been in the top 40. I don't think
they have
25.
not. So first time of the season, 52-2. Crazy. Awesome job to the comments. All right. So we'll keep going. So in our 24th spot, Justin's going to talk about Team 1425.
From Wilsonville, Oregon, Wilsonville High School, it's error code 0, 46, 8-1 overall. And with the winners, the Wilsonville and Auburn Mountain View district events. So after a super successful district season, as I just mentioned, 1425 competed in the Pacific Northwest District Championship. They ranked number 2 at that championship after the qualification rounds and led that number 2 alliance all the way to the finals. A great season overall for them. They'll bring a strong cube scoring machine and a buddy lift and a double buddy lift ability to whatever division they end up on at the Houston Championship. So a great season so far for 1425. Error code 0. So really impressive if you look at, Mike, the last 2 teams that we talked about have 52 wins and 46 wins and 2 losses and 8 losses. So it's like crazy. Really incredible.
Yeah, and this is their first time
record
here.
Yeah. And they're just sneaked in the top 25.
Absolutely.
That's nuts.
And again, another
to crack.
It really is, and I'm really, really happy with how Pacific Northwest is representing. Finally being a little more reflective on the top 25.
Yeah. There's a couple more in here for sure too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I know that in the past couple of years we've been a little bit underrepresented. So I mean, just so hard, right? There was so many more events because of districts. It's just and so many more teams now, and it's just growing like crazy. So it's hard to keep up with all that, but great to see.
I just can't believe that when we do the final list for Detroit and Houston, there are going to be three event win teams that get left off the list.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be just insane.
Could be a 4 event team possibly.
Yeah,
could
no
be.
kidding.
Hopefully not, but we'll see.
All right, so moving to 23rd, we're going to stay in the Pacific Northwest and talk about 2046.
From Maple Valley, Washington, and Tahoma Senior High School, it's Bare Metal. They have an overall record of 60-14. They were the winners of the Clackamas and Auburn Mountain View district events, and they were finalists this past weekend at the Pacific Northwest District Championship. So they've taken home 3 banners. 2 were the district wins, as I mentioned, and one of those was a Kling Bling with the District Chairman's Award. They entered the Pacific Northwest District Championship this past weekend looking for that continued success. They finished 3rd, and they were selected 2nd overall, and would end up as finalists in 3 matches, pushing into the rubber match. Bare Metal just crushing the game this year. They can place 2 cubes. Attempts a 3rd in autonomous, and just really... just watching just a couple of their matches quick, they're just really efficient with kind of their cube placement and how they place on the scale. It's really delicately done and really effective. So just some great district play for them, and they'll be attending the Houston Championship where they look to continue the success from this year. So congrats to 2046 Bare Metal. Back-to-back PNW teams.
Going back to back.
All right. Go ahead.
I just had I must be wrong. I just had a memory of playing a match with Bare Metal at Championship one year, like a million years ago, but I think it was Da Bears, actually.
Da Bears.
That's 247, right?
Yeah, it is 247. Yeah. Very good.
All right. From the Pacific Northwest to FIM, we're going to hear about
FIM.
217.
From Sterling Heights, Michigan, Utica Community Schools, the Thunder Chickens, 42-6 overall, and with the winners, the Marysville District event. So it took a little while, but 217 got the event win they were looking for at Marysville event this past weekend. They competed at Kettering earlier this year, as well as the Pittsburgh Regional, where they picked up a finalist medal at Kettering. So, again, took a little while for 217 to find that first event win. But at Marysville, 217 found their first win in kind of the most perfect way possible, going 18-0, seeding first and winning the event really pretty easily, obviously. So a great confidence booster for them, stringing those wins together and getting them ready for what we all know is going to be a super tough Michigan State Championship this weekend.
God, I hope the cameras are better than this one. It looks like somebody smeared Vaseline all over it.
Really?
Look at the left side of that. Jesus.
Oh, yeah. It's a little smudge.
So we've talked about 4 teams already, and 3 of those teams, this is the first week they've been in the top 25.
Wow.
It's kind of crazy not to hear. You go back like 10 years, and Thunder Chickens are in the top 5 every year. So it's cool to see them kind of rise back up, right? Call them the Phoenix from now on.
The Phoenix. All right, let's move on.
Moving on to 21, we have Team 1325.
From Mississauga, Ontario, Canada, and Gordon Graydon Memorial High School, it's Inverse Paradox. They have an overall record of 44-9. They were the winners of the York District event. So with a silver gold Kling Bling outing at their first event, they would take the gold at their second. And would compete again this past weekend at the McMaster event. So must have missed something in their beginning thing, but so they ranked sixth, and they were selected second overall. They would advance to the semifinals, but lose to the number 3 seed in the finals. That can't be right. I don't know what I wrote. I'm sorry, guys.
They lost to the 3 seed in the semifinals.
Oh, that's right. Oh, I did right. I'm sorry. Thank you. So 1325 places 2 cubes on the scale in autonomous, and then Inverse Paradox has such a smooth, well-integrated machine just from how they play the game. There's path to the scale in autonomous, which we'll see. Oh, it just ended. It's just like perfectly routed. Like it's just you couldn't like sketch a better path to the scale. And how smoothly they do it. So
I'll show it again.
To them and their software team. Yeah.
All right, go back a little bit.
Backing up.
There we go.
It's just like
that's smooth.
Yeah, it's just so it's not like jerky. It's nothing. It's just really well done. So and look how fast they're doing it at the speed of that too. So congrats to them and good luck to 1325 in Inverse Paradox as they compete this weekend in the Ontario Provincial Champs. That is also going to be
intense.
Insane. I wanted to go this weekend, but I got something going on Saturday, so I couldn't make it up there. And I don't know when the last time I haven't been to a Canadian event in a year. It's just been a busy semester for me, so definitely have missed going up there and seeing all these great teams.
Yeah, for sure.
It's going to be a great event to say the least. You didn't end up going to Waterloo, right, Justin?
No, I didn't.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. We've been going now, 5-6 years or something? I don't know. At least once a season get up there.
Yeah. I miss it, though.
Absolutely. All right. So moving on to our 20th ranked team, that's Team 5406.
From Hamilton, Ontario, Canada, Bishop Ryan Catholic Secondary School at Celtax, 27-10 overall, with the winners of the Ryerson District event. So winning Ryerson, their first time taking the field earlier in the season, they played Celtics played this past weekend at McMaster, where they seeded 5th overall and were picked to join the number 3 alliance, and they actually were able to upset the number 2 alliance in the semifinals, seeing upsets becoming a little bit more common in this game, which is nice, before falling to the number 1 alliance in 2 pretty close matches. And for a while there, the final score tended to get away from it a little bit, but if you watch the matches, they were really, really good matches against 1241 and 2056. So really good event, even though they didn't get maybe the result they were looking for Celtax, but they'll be ready to go for the Ontario District Championship, which is going to be up next. And a lot of people in the chat are already kind of talking about and breaking down the divisions for that event. It's going to be really impressive.
Yeah, the divisions just came out.
Yeah. Even though Symbotics and 2056 are in opposite divisions, which is
maybe we can talk about that a bit more a little bit later, huh?
Yeah,
that'd be cool to bring up.
Yep.
Hey.
All right. So from 20, so we're gonna go. These two teams tied for 18th. Do we tie break them in any particular way, or are they just gonna be both tied?
They're just tied.
Tied for 18th. The first one we'll talk about is 3309.
From Anaheim, California, and Servite, Cornelia Connolly, and Rosary High Schools, it's the Friarbots. They have an overall record of 36-11, and they were the winners of the inaugural Aerospace Valley Regional. So another team that's new to the top 25 this season is Team 3309. This past weekend was their regional of the year with a quarterfinalist and finalist outings. They look for the Robot Gold this season because they won the Chairman's Award at the Orange County, so they're looking for the Robot Gold. Their progression was really evident as they took the number 1 seed with a 3.15 ranking score average. They took the number 1 seed and took the gold, even though it went to the rubber match. So just if you look at like kind of just their Blue Alliance page, you can really see like just with rankings and everything, just how they've really steadily progressed to get to this point. So they place cubes in auto, and they have a nice co-lift, which has really helped their success, obviously, with the ranking points. So congrats to the Firebots. Congrats on being on the top 25. Another team that's new, kind of has just really been steadily progressing, and then just has really shown brightly in their last event. So good luck at championship, and because they'll be competing there for a Chairman's Award as well, obviously as the robot. So good luck on both of those aspects to 3309, the Firebots. So what are we up to now? How many out of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and like what, 4 or 5 of those are first timers this year?
That's nice to see new teams come up, right?
Yeah.
So our other team that was tied for 18th is going to be Team 1986.
From Lee Summit, Missouri, Lee Summit West High School is Team Titanium. 27-16 overall were the winners of the Greater Kansas City Regional. So after a tough first event where they would miss the elimination rounds, 1986 rebounded in Greater Kansas City, seeding first and winning the event. This past weekend at Seven Rivers, they kept up the number 1 seed streak, but were upset in 2 close matches by the number 8 Alliance in the quarterfinals. But fear not, after their great performance at Greater Kansas City, 1986 will continue their season at the Houston World Championship, and good luck to 1986. So what a kind of roller coaster season they've been on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I was at Seven Rivers on Saturday watching this event, and coming from somebody who was on 2026 for a long time and one of the founders, man, was that a crazy set of quarterfinal matches there. Strategy really played key in this. 1986 and Argos both they both performed quite well. So they did drop a few cues, but I think this was a little bit of a death by serpentine, where if you look at, unfortunately, the mainstream they have on here, the camera changes like every 5 seconds for some weird reason. But if you look at how many cubes were scored in the exchange through the matches, the Red Alliance was just much, much slower. And the thing that the Blue Alliance had in this was that all 3 of the robots could score on the scale. So the Blue Alliance put a really cool strategy that you'll see on here, that they already have all 3 powered ups played with 72 seconds left, but they didn't max out those power ups. So what that did is that freed up the Blue Alliance to go score. So when you had 3 robots that are able to score on the scale consistently, that's what they came down to, is that you just had 3 robots scoring versus 2. And then this other robot, which actually was named Fun, by the way, is the name of their team, 6630. And not the rag on them, but just clearly not as good of a robot. So I don't think this was really anything against 1986 or Argos. I think they played decent. Did they play as well as they could have? No. However, the number 8 Alliance, just from talking to the 1986 and Argos, just outplay them in strategy. I mean, that was something, talking to the 1986 drive coach, was it just straight up said, like, hey, this is some new strategies I'm going to be using for championships, because that was amazing.
Excuse me.
So I do also want to give a big shout out to both 1736 and 2826, who did not make the top 25, but were pretty close, and for having an awesome job of breaking out. Another one side note, just on Seven Rivers, not to go through it too much, in the semifinals, 2830 broke essentially in semifinal 2. They had a talent issue on their robot, and the Blue Alliance, or what became the Red Alliance, the number 8 seed playing number 4, essentially played 2v3 and ended up winning. And surprisingly enough, actually, 2830 played some interesting non-moving defense, because they were kind of in front of the Red Alliance, or the Blue Alliance portal, which actually hindered them from playing. So they didn't move the whole match, but ended up playing semi-effective defense nonetheless, which was kind of interesting.
Yeah, wow.
So were those Tyler's snubs of the week? 28-26?
No, I honestly no. I mean, Wave did really well, and Casserole did really well, and they were close to it. But I have a couple other in mind as well too.
So many good teams this year, man.
That's true.
Yeah. All right. So
when it's
go ahead.
Never mind. No, it's not. Go ahead. No, I'm done.
Okay. So out of the dual dual tie for 18th, we'll go to the sole 17th ranked team and talk about 24-51.
From St. Charles, Illinois, it's Ponage. They have an overall record of 42-9. They were the winners of the St. Louis, the Minnesota North Star, and the Midwest Regionals. So just another team who's having another amazing season. 3 regionals, 3 regional wins, and no first seeds themselves. They were selected first overall twice, and they were to the second seed once. We talked to them at length about last week how they kind of really have that true launcher that's really accurate and successful with its 2-cube scale auto. Then they kind of let their partners handle the scale while they just go do some serious damage on the other opponent's switch, while also supplying cubes to the null zone. I was watching some of this stuff. That's something I don't know if I've just not picked up on, but like some teams like grabbing if their opponent's switch like looks okay or their own switch looks okay, they'll like take a cube and kind of deliver it to the null zone to the team that's working on the scale. If they're kind of aligned, if they're aligned in the same position, the team that's working on the scale can kind of just keep reloading and keep getting them up on the scale faster. So that was kind of cool. I saw them do that. So again, 3 regional win season for Ponage, and good luck in Detroit. So, 3 regional wins. And we talked, like I said, we talked about that at length last week, and just kind of the history of the Midwest Regional and how that's kind of one of the all-time greats, or used to be. And man, another amazing season for that team.
In the Midwest Regional was a great set of finals as well too. If you guys get an opportunity, chat, go back and watch some of this because it was really cool to see the back and forth and to go to 3 matches with the Blue Lions. I think performing better than what I think some people thought they would in the finals.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, so that was 17th, and that was 24-51. In our 16th spot, we have Team 25.
From North Brunswick, New Jersey, North Brunswick Township High School, it's Raider Robotics, 63-11 overall. And we're the winners, the Mount Olive, Montgomery, and Hatboro Horsham district events. So after domination of the district season, winning all of those events I just mentioned, they competed at Mard Champs, where they seeded 2nd overall, and they captained the number 2 Alliance to the finals. They won that first match against the number 1 Alliance, and unfortunately fell in the next 2, but that's certainly not going to take away from just incredible season that 25 has had. They've been in the top 25 every week that they've competed, 3 event wins, and a finals performance at Mard Champs. So we know they have a great robot, and Detroit Championship certainly is going to be on notice and see where 25 ends up and what division they're in. So good luck to Team 25, Raider Robotics.
Yeah, and it should be a note that in as we say, actually, I thought they had a substitute come in for them. I don't think that's true. Actually, never mind. I thought there was a backup robot came in for the Alliance, but I am mistaken. Never mind.
I think all of our old documents are gone off Google Drive, but I was just like, it's just crazy to hear.
Blame Nick.
Did he delete it?
Nick did some housekeeping. Yeah.
No, I mean, I don't know. We had our own like FRC Top 25 folder, and when we merged, it went somewhere. I don't know. I may have deleted it. I don't even know. But like to hear teams that are like this, like 25, right? Robotics 63-11, having 74 matches played. Like, Justin, I feel like when we used to do this, it was like 25-2, or like back then when it was like the 12 match regionals and like teams maybe did 2 or 3 was unheard of, but now teams are doing 4 and 5 events, and districts have obviously helped with that and stuff. But just the amount of like wear and tear now that goes on these robots, and having to build them really for longevity, and back when we started, it was a lot of like 1 regional and then championships, and that was it. You go into champs with a robot that's only played 15 matches, true matches. But,
you go to championship and you got like 6 matches, 7.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Oh, all right.
All right. So from 16 to 15, and we have Team 21-22.
From Boise, Idaho, and Treasure Valley Mass Science School, it's Team Taters. They have an overall record of 46-7. They were the winners of the Idaho and the Canadian Rockies Regional. So they've been to 3 regionals. They have 2 regional wins, 2 number 1 seeds. This past weekend, the Canadian Rockies Regional, number 1 seed with a ranking score average of 3.58. Their 2-cube auto gets them ahead early in the match, and the ease of their scoring just drives their success in Taliat. They have a buddy co-lift that obviously again has brought them great success in their events. A perfect 18-0 this past weekend, which is just obviously a great way to just kind of build momentum and build confidence heading into their half champs, which they'll be in Houston for that. But just another solid, successful season for 21-22 Team Taters, and we'll watch them at
15 is too low to me, man. I mean, they were 10th last week, and they had somehow slipped 5 spots for winning again. To be fair, Canadian Rockies Regional, I think definitely got overshadowed both in quality and in viewership from some of the other teams. So that might have been part of it as well too. But fantastic team. I think we've raved about them a lot, and it's still great to see that they are a team that is from the middle of nowhere practically, and they all of a sudden, bam, a few years ago, jump out and start getting on Einstein every year, and start seeing them just continue to soar is awesome.
Yeah, it's maybe I'll write that as a topic of discussion for later. But
we're moving right along here. This might be
we are.
This might be a sub-hour show.
It really could be.
I'll take that bet.
Fair enough.
Probably. Yeah. All right, where are we? All right, so moving on to our 14th ranked team. That's going to be Team 125.
From Boston, Massachusetts, Boston Latin, Brookline, and Revere High Schools is the Neutrons, 54-14 overall, and we're the winners of the Greater Boston District event. So I feel like our 125 conversation this year is very, very similar to our 125 conversation last year. All year long, 125 has made the elimination rounds with very mixed success. So twice a finalist, a semifinalist, and then finally going a perfect 18-0 this past weekend, winning the Boston event. So, I feel like they got a lot of finalists. Maybe I'm wrong. Didn't they get a lot of finalists last year too?
Yes, I believe so.
They did not. I'm pretty sure they didn't win right away, so I think it took them a little bit.
But certainly improving, something 125 is known for, and it really paid off for them, like I said, this past weekend going 18-0. So good luck to 125 as they go to their district championship this weekend, where they haven't been in the same event as 195, which is the other kind of big powerhouse team in that region. So it'd be interesting to see how those two teams play with each other if they're able to make that happen. But it'd be fun to watch.
I'm going to write that in as
125.
another topic of discussion that we'll talk about in 3 teams. A couple little things that have come up.
Oh, just making some notes.
Making some notes.
All right. So going from 14 to 13, and we'll talk about 1241.
From Mississauga, Ontario, Canada, and Rick Hansen Secondary School, it's 36. They have no record of 46-8. They were the winners of the Canadian Pacific Regional and the McMaster District event. So 36 has 2 district events and 1 regional under their belt heading into the provincial champs this past weekend. They have taken a blue banner home at each event they have been to. This past weekend, the McMaster event, they ranked 3rd after qualification matches. They were selected 1st overall and would take the win in 6 matches. They can place cubes on the skill or the switch in auto, and just obviously plays the game well in tally-up. We've just really talked about it to no end over the past year and past couple years, but 1241 is just becoming such a well-rounded team, and just is needs and deserves the respect that they're getting. It's just great to see that. I think we've known 1241 for a while, because I think they would come down to Finger Lakes every once in a while, and we, like we had mentioned, Justin and I would go up and see them a while. So just to kind of see in the past couple of years, just the chairman's team that they're becoming, watching their chairman's videos, watching how well they're doing in robots. This team is the real deal, and will be around doing great things for a long time. So congratulations to them, and they'll be obviously competing at the provincial championship this weekend up in Ontario. So good luck to them. 1241, 36.
For sure.
Another in the chat tonight, so congratulations. All right, moving on to our 12th ranked team. That's going to be Team 1538.
From San Diego, California, High Tech High School, it's the Hall of Fame Holy Cows, 29-3 overall. We're the winners of the San Diego Regional. So a beautiful machine, as always, if you haven't seen the picture of it. But after an undefeated win in San Diego, which was a month ago, 1538 hit the field at Central Valley, where they would seed 3rd overall behind 1678 and 1323. 1538 would captain the number 2 alliance behind those two teams, and falling eventually to that tough number 1 alliance in the finals. The robot looks just as good as any, and they'll compete at the Houston Championships next week. So it was a tough event having to go up against 1678 and 1323 that we might talk about a little bit later. But really, maybe that shouldn't take away, from the great robot that 1538 has. So it'd be interesting to see how well they compete in Houston. And good luck.
It seems the only one kind of criticism I have for 1538 is that their bot is just so damn fast that it seems like occasionally that they just have troubles controlling it the way that they want to. Like you just saw that last cube that they just placed there. Just it seems like they need to slow down just a little bit to get where they need to go. But obviously, an absolutely fantastic robot. You can see they had a couple issues placing cubes there, but just look at the speed. It's very it's like the 148 Bolt robot from last year, right? Where it just zooms so fast. And man, I hope that they either get the practice they need or can slow down just that little bit, because they're a championship quality team right there with the way that they're moving their speed. So if they can get their accuracy down, I think they have a really good shot for a deep run.
Yeah, they talked about slowing it down, but the robot's name is Quick Step, so they're like, well,
ooh, all right.
we slow it down. Enough. We had to change the name. They just weren't willing to do that.
Fair enough.
All right, so it was the Holy Cows in the 12th spot, and in the 11th spot, we'll talk about 2590.
From Robbinsville, New Jersey, in Robbinsville High School, it's Nemesis. They have an all record of 69-6. They were the winners of the Hudson Valley Regional, the H&H District event, and last weekend they were the winners of the Mard District Championship. So an absolutely stellar season for Nemesis. They have one regional win, one district finalist, and a district championship win. Only 6 losses on the season through those 4 events. They have a unique mechanism that they use, which is just so. I just love watching it, right? Because it's not in the cookie cutter mold of what we're kind of seeing this year. So greatly engineered for them. In finals match 3 in the Mars District Championship, they placed like 4 cubes on their switch in just a matter of a few seconds. It was just awesome to see that, and they obviously score high on the scale easily as well. Just they're shining super bright in Mar this season. You could just say obviously so much about them. Last year at championship, they made it to the semifinals in Archimedes. So I think they have a great robot to get even deeper in the playoffs this year. So again, awesome job and congrats and good luck in Detroit, where they'll be competing. And with that brings us to our top 10 break. It's crazy. It's 9:40.
Man, we deserve it after all that hard work.
It's like it's like when you make the big meal and it gets eaten in 5 seconds.
Well, you're done.
You do this research.
Thanksgiving.
That's it, right? So one of my questions was, and it kind of goes along with talking about how many matches that these teams are playing. What are the benefits to that, and then what are the disadvantages to that? So I think obviously the advantages are you're playing more, you're getting more experience. Disadvantages, and maybe I'd be interested to hearing your take on this, Justin, with kids that are now missing, and it helps I think with district play that they do it Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It's less school that they're missing. But I'd like to kind of hear your input, Justin, on the toll it takes on schoolwork for these kids to be playing so much. And then robot wise and team wise, what are the advantages, disadvantages of playing so much?
Well, I think for, at least the students that I've kind of been lucky enough to work with, it's totally on the student, right? You have to know going in what you're getting yourself into. If you're going to 2 regionals and championship, that's 3 weeks of school that that you're going to miss, or at least 3 Thursday, Fridays. And you're absolutely right that the district model helps with that, being typically Saturday, Sunday events. That helps a ton. But just like anything else, and I think it's just a good thing that kids have to keep on their grades, and it's just a good, another great benefit to this program of teaching kids how to prioritize. And as a teacher, I have students who leave school, not obviously for robotics, I'd be gone too, but they go on music trips and they're out for the play, or they're going to Spain or Costa Rica. Students come to you and say, I'm going to be out such and such days. What work am I going to miss? I tell them, I give it to them, they come in early, and students just have to be responsible and get that done. And if you're a team that competes so much, it's just a little more onus on the students to make that happen. But as far as like playing so much robot wise, that's another discussion. It's something that New York is going to districts at some point. I'm confident of that. I don't know when, but I think they'll be there at some point. So we've already, even this year, we talked a lot about, how are we going to change our process? What are we going to start doing, in the future to make sure that our robots can hold up to a 60, 70, 80 match season? Our practice bot has been beat to heck. It's in some instances, it's barely functioning. So we're kind of thinking about, okay, how many events or how many matches, technically has that robot played? Is that what our competition robot's going to look like at the end of a district season next year or in 2 years? So, it's been interesting, and it will be very interesting when that happens to watch how teams in our area, that at least Mike and I, we know so well how those teams kind of change and adapt when New York eventually does go to districts at some point in the future.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's a great point, kind of figuring out what is feasible for your team, like what's, maybe not enough, but what's too much. And I think like robot wise, I know there's every program is in a different spot, right? You have some teachers that, part of their job is literally the robotics team for the season or for the year or whatever. So they have the time to commit to it. Other teams really don't. Or don't meet every day of the week. So if you're, maybe if you're competing back to back, you don't have the time and the resources and the practice time, maybe with a new mechanism or the new something. I'm not familiar with all the ins and the outs of the unbagged time and stuff. I know most teams obviously have a practice spot, but does it hurt? I mean, I think the answer is yes, but I think it varies. But does it hurt your team to compete so much where maybe you can't make the changes you want to make? If you had like a bad regional or a bad district, and then you're competing again the following week, maybe you don't have enough time to make changes. But the plus side of that is if you do like quote nail the robot, nail the design, nail the strategy from the beginning, competing back to back is helpful too in a sense. But I don't know.
So one thing I want to jump in is I know I believe it was 2 years ago, but I'm not exactly sure that there was, and this has happened before, but this pops in mind that there was a team from the Indiana district that went and did a district event in another area, and essentially they took themselves out of the playoffs on purpose for that district event so they could just work on their robot. During the time because it wouldn't matter if they won the district event. It doesn't matter, right? Because it doesn't go towards their district points. It doesn't qualify them. They can't win culture changing awards. They might have been able to at that time, but no, they couldn't have when it was. So literally, they just said, "Okay, we're gonna take ourselves out of the playoffs. Here's an extra 4 hours of unbagged time to work on our robot until they kick us out." And it's kind of funny because at first I'm like, "Oh, that seems weird, right?" But I'm like, "Man, that's actually really smart at the same time." Because you paid $1,000 to go to the event for all that extra time to work on your robot. That seems like a pretty good deal to me.
Yeah, no kidding.
Could be. So I mean, obviously that's a discussion. This is more in depth than what we can talk about here. But
and just the last thing I want to talk about, we just talk about playing back to back. So the Long Island Regional number 1 is actually happening now. It's really strange to watch qualification matches on a Tuesday, but there's a couple of them. But Team 533, who competed at Finger Lakes, is competing at Long Island number 1 and Long Island number 2. So literally, they're going from like qualification match Tuesday, quals Friday or Wednesday, eliminations Wednesday, practice day Thursday, quals Friday, eliminations Saturday. So they're going as back to back as you can get. It's going to be really interesting to touch them.
Israel does that too occasionally, don't they? And I know Australia has as well, if I remember.
Really?
Like not this year for Australia, but I think previous years they have.
To Long Island, you're saying?
No, not the. I'm saying just back to back events like that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, all of Australia has gone to Long Island.
No, I meant.
I wish.
Okay, whatever.
I know. So you get your Barker on then, Justin.
Exactly.
So, I guess that's kind of it. I've also, I guess, kind of the other thing I've noticed, and it's just been interesting about this game. Obviously, right, 2 ranking points for getting all 3 robots for the levitate is huge, right? Mm-hmm. And we're seeing a lot of teams. There's the percentage of teams, a small percentage, maybe not small, but that's good at both that, right? They have good dominant scale play, and then can buddy climb or take somebody with them or whatever. But then it's also the kind of teams that are more good at the switch play, but then that get up to the top, number 1, number 2 seeds get up there because they've just consistently can win a good amount of matches, but they can also get those 2 points every time, regardless of a win or a loss. So it's just been interesting for me, I guess, to see those kind of two different teams. You have the teams that are the 254s, etc., that are good at both, and then you have the teams that are more good at the switch play, but then can pick a good scale robot. So it's been interesting to see how, like, when we look back all the way back to week 1 or our predictions or our shows during build season, just to see how this game would play out. It's always fun, I guess, to like look back and see, you could have gone a couple different routes here, and just how successful you can be with both of them. So, I mean, in years past, right, if you don't play a part of the game well, you're not going to be successful. But here's a way to play a part of the game well and be able to pick a partner who will play the other part of the game for you that you might be lacking in a little bit. But I guess I kind of where I brought that up was like Ponage, right? Ponage does well on the scale, and then sacrifices that for the partner that they've picked because they're number 1 seed or they're up there because they can play the switch game well, and then I don't know. It's just cool. Yeah, I know. Yeah. I just ran on there, but it's cool to look at.
Sorry, I just need to point out there's somebody in chat that keeps telling me about how to do things for Virginia, but he's not from Virginia. Why are you talking then? Sorry, man, but that just. Man, I was all on board with listening to what you had to say, and then bam, just did that. Mike, did you have a snub of the week, by the way?
Oh yeah, I did. Snub of the week. I'm gonna say 694. Sty pulse like high pulse. Yeah. So overall, they're 41-9. They did win the New York City regional this past weekend. They went a perfect 16-0. And they also won Kling Bling there. They won the Chairman's Award there as well. So a team that always kind of makes an appearance in the top 25 at some point, and that would be another team that has not been in the top 25 this year. And looks like they won't be just because they weren't on this list. My guess is they wouldn't be on the list to follow. But another team that has had a great season. Has been to the finals. So they won this past weekend. They were in the finals at the Hudson Valley Regional. They were finalists there, and then semifinalists at Central New York. Go ahead.
The crazy thing about 694 is they not only, like Mike mentioned, they won the Chairman's Award and the event. They won the Woody Flowers Award, and they won Dean's List.
Oh, man.
It was like the perfect – and they went undefeated. It was like – Joe Blay was kind of talking about it a little bit on his Facebook. We think it was the first ever perfect regional since Dean's List has been awarded. Some teams have done it, but they didn't have a chance to win Dean's List because it wasn't available at the time. But every major award that they could win and the event, they did it. Didn't lose a single match. It was a perfect regional.
I don't see the safety award on this.
Cal, you got to quote. You got to what's it called? Clip that one.
There you go. There's got to be a name for that, by the way, for getting chairmans, WFFA, Dean's List, and regional winners.
Call it the Sty Pulse.
I like it. I like it. I mean, you could call it the Unicorn Regional, but
true.
Yeah. So
I think Joe would rather have it called the Sty Pulse.
It's done again.
Mike, do you mind? Can I give a snub if you don't mind?
Yeah, please.
Because I had one that really popped out to me, and they're a team that. I've kind of heard of, and I know a little about. I know of a couple of the mentors that are on there. But I got to give a shout out to the team 238, the Crusaders, winners of the Granite State District event and winners of the Greater Boston District, and they won with 125 at Boston. So I thought they were going to get a little bit higher. They were 55th in the polls, and so. I was really surprised because I watched some of their robot play, and it's just a very efficient, smooth bot. And I thought they'd get a little bit more recognition this week, and I was a little disappointed to see them down in 55th. I mean, still not a bad spot to be by any means, but I really thought I'd see them a bit higher in the rankings this year. I'm not sure if you guys know anything about that team. I know they're not from your area exactly, but just watching them play, they just seem very smooth and efficient.
Say that team name again. I'm sorry.
The Crusaders 238.
Yeah, they were on the top 25 this year, right?
Were they previously? Maybe.
No, they were not.
Oh, I say if they were, how are they not this week? That'd be crazy, right? But I mean, we saw Taters drop 5 spots, so who knows? Maybe somebody could drop 50.
True.
So seriously, I mean, you never know.
Yeah.
Nice looking robot too.
Right. So yeah, it was one other. I'll just give one other real quick shout out to Lebanon 2 Making Magic, a team that has completely rebuilt their entire main bot area. And shout out to our buddy John from the Southern Fried Region Recap, winning Peachtree and getting a little bit of snub. They're still I think they're in the top 40 still. So was Stipulse, by the way. So definitely got the recognition, but I agree with you, Mike. Stipulse, man, is a team that I always think of when I think of the New York region. So I was surprised not to see them up there.
Stipulse like high pulse.
Stipulse like high pulse.
Alrighty.
I always want to say Story Pulse because I swear somebody told me that's how it was, and now that's just positioning my mind to think that way. Because like I see it on paper and I think Stipulse, but then there's that little voice that tells me it's the opposite, and then I have to correct me again to remind me what
that's
it is.
That's why you got to say Stipulse like high pulse.
Yeah, that's so true.
If Joe never put that in his signature on Chief Delphi,
right?
I probably would still be saying it wrong.
That's so true.
Pulse like high pulse.
Stipulse like high pulse.
That's funny.
No, I've not seen the auto rebuild, by the way, Brandon. So I know about auto quite well, but I have not actually seen the rebuild.
Shall we crack into the top 10, gentlemen?
Let's do it.
All right.
I won the over bet. Let's go.
Yeah, you stalled us. I stalled it with my senseless brain.
Little monologue, we'll call it.
That didn't even make sense. All right, so in our 10th place, that's going to be team number 330.
From Hermosa Beach, California, it's the Beach Bots, 29-6 overall, and one of the winners of Los Angeles and Aerospace Valley Regionals. So here bringing me our top 10 is Team 330. Beach Bots have kind of quietly gone about their business in California, not sitting one at either one of their events, but it mattered not, as they would twice be picked first overall and go on to win both of those events. So last season, after winning 2 regionals also, they advanced to the finals of their division, coming off their world championship win in 2016. So we'll see if the 2 regionals again will be their ticket to again go deep in their division at championship and perhaps again return to the Einstein Field. So 330, I feel like is just they're a powerhouse team that is like, I don't want to say old, but like they've been around a while, so I feel like they're not as sexy as some of these like newer powerhouses. But man, they just keep winning events.
They do.
Yeah, they just keep winning events. It's crazy.
I don't think it tipped over a single time this regional, by the way.
Oh, Tyler's kind of savage tonight.
Every night.
True.
Every night.
But yeah, like Beach Bots have been good since like Mike and I first started in 2005. So
yeah,
I think they went to Einstein that year.
And I think our team personally, just because our numbers were so similar, there's those couple years that we would hit next to them at championship or whatever. So just they would always, or the numbers were so similar when we were on 340. So we would see them, more often than other teams, and just watching them work and get better each and every year. It's just inspirational. So congrats to them.
Yeah, we were lucky. We either had Beach Bots on one side or Miss Daisy on the other. So
that's true.
We were surrounded by great teams.
Yeah.
So hey guys, before we go to 9, I totally forgot to start our first giveaway, so I apologize about that. We gotta get that going. So we are giving away this awesome Digital Goats shirt that has been donated by 829. Make sure you check them out at the Indiana State Championship this weekend. And if you are interested, I'm going to ask our moderator, Cal Tran, in chat to type this in as well. But in remembrance of our unfortunately departed Mark Leone, which we had a great conversation. Go back and watch Candidly Speaking, by the way. Very touching, heartfelt remembrance of him from Karthik and Libby. And also go check out the Chief Delphi thread that was posted recently by 254 about some awesome stickers you guys can put on your robots to remember Mark. We miss you, Mark, and that's all I have to say right now. I already said my piece on Chief Delphi on Facebook. But with that said, our keyword is going to be do the math. Do the math in remembrance of Mark. And Mark, we miss you. Mission complete, buddy.
Yeah, we were kind of talked about it real quick before we came on air. Just the Facebook profile picture you can do through Wordplay all day, and just kind of scrolling through Facebook. We all three of us said it. It's just
Well, it's like all of my friends like uploaded it. It was so touched. Like literally, I go and bring up Facebook, and everybody's got Christine's Facebook profile overlay. I forget what it's called specifically, but yeah. She said over 1,000 people are using it right now.
It's awesome.
Yeah,
that is awesome.
And everybody knows Mark. We had Dave Voracek on last week, and you said I probably would recognize the voice, but I didn't necessarily remember him or his name, but everybody knows Mark Leon. As soon as you say, the blue hair guy, everybody knows him. Everybody, he's been in everybody's division, and it's just a special guy. So, yeah.
So type in do the math, guys. That'll give you an opportunity to win. We'll do that drawing before our top 5. Also, GAU RAVB27. Thanks for your sub, guys. Appreciate it, and appreciate everybody supporting First Updates now.
Mm-hmm.
So we are on number 9.
Number 9. Sorry, I just got to get back in top 25 mode here.
Right? I know.
All right. In the 9th spot, we have Team 624.
From Katy, Texas, and Cinco Ranch High School, it's Kryptonite. They have an overall record of 42-9, and they were the winners of the El Paso and the Lone Star Regionals. So ever since their outing in the semifinals at the San Diego Regional, they have been on a steady climb ever since. They took the El Paso Regional win in their second event, and they competed again this past weekend in the Lone Star South Regional. They took the number 1 seed and took their friends, the Robotics, in 66-45, and went on to never score lower than 439 points in the playoffs. They go for 2 cubes on the switch in auto, and then they have a super efficient system for lifting up a partner with them. And again, as I was kind of saying earlier, just ranking points is obviously the name of this game. And just seeing over and over again how teams just like Kryptonite are just playing this game so well. And just, with that, being able to lift somebody up with them, just guaranteeing those at least 2 points per match is just the recipe for success here. And then just being able to pick from that point, being able to pick another amazing team like the Robotics, and just dominating the playoffs there. So congrats to 624 Kryptonite, a team from Texas that is just riding high, obviously with the best of them down there. And it's just great to learn how and see and hear how team 624, 118, 148, 3310, and others just are so well knit down there and just are just excelling together and pushing themselves to be better with each other.
They better be, since they're going to districts next year. It's gonna be sad. That's always a sad thing about districts, man. It's like, you might not see some of those teams traveling too far outside anymore. I'm sure a couple of them will, but it's not gonna be nearly as much.
Yeah, so you have now districts and then half champs. So then you now there's definitely no way to see each other. So
let's go to both champs, Mike. Come on.
Yeah, one of these days.
Yeah, when first pays for it.
All right, so moving on to our 8th ranked team. That's going to be Team 195.
From Southington, Connecticut, Southington High School, it's the Cyber Knights, 34-2 overall, and we're the winners of the Southern Connecticut District and Hartford District events. So the 195 machine has found tremendous success on the field, and the work hasn't stopped. Progressing from a 1 to a 2 to a 3 cube scale auto has been a process that's really starting to pay dividends for 195. And then we bring all those changes and the tweaks to the field this weekend at the New England District Championship. And then, one of the few teams we've been able to talk about, and personally excited to see this robot up close when they compete at the Detroit Championship. So watch them this weekend in the field. And then good luck at Detroit Championship to 195. And Mike, we kind of got some inside knowledge this week.
So Sandra Brino and her husband are just what's the word? Just big part mentors on 195. And Sandra had messaged us this week, and they've been longtime supporters of our show. Gino, sorry, I couldn't think of his name there for a second. So she had said that she had made a bet with their team that if they could pull off the opposite side 3-cube scale autonomous that she would pay for and sit in a dunk tank for their team. And they were able to do that. So now she's got to start looking up dunk tanks and
awesome.
how to get one of them for her students to get her in the water. So,
Dude, my local hardware store lets you rent them, so you can
really?
rent them anywhere. Yeah, apparently that must be a big deal in Wisconsin. I'm not sure.
I guess so.
So thanks to Sandra for reaching out to us. It's we love when you guys do that and just give us some stuff, because obviously we just can't be at every event and watch every event and know exactly what goes on. So just 195 is just a New England team that is just killing it, and have had just amazing seasons over the past couple of years, and just another team that, like, I'm looking here, they had close to 100 matches last year. Their robot overall, because it was an official play, but with unofficial play, their robot played 133 matches.
Wow,
last year.
Nuts.
It's amazing that the robot survives that long.
Yeah,
I know.
like they had
no kidding.
like they had their the Connecticut Championship Battle Cry, Where's Wolcott, and then IRI. So they had 4 off seasons after that, but they had an amazing season last year, and just watching them on the Carson Field last year battle it out with 125 was awesome, and just they've had some great robots.
Hey, Mike, you brought up a good point for something, by the way. We can never watch all the events, and even with the region recaps we still can't always catch everything. So if you guys have info from events, let us know. Go to our Discord. I just put the link in our chat here if you're not part of our Discord, and shoot us a message in there or post in one of our chat rooms in there. That Discord is specifically about talking about things that are fun and with Game Day Live and that sort of thing. So if you have inside info or just some cool stuff about an event, let us know. Preferably let us know like right after the event or by Sunday, because we start doing our write-ups pretty much as soon as events end. But if you guys know stuff what's going on that we can get that we don't have a connection for, please let us know, because the more we can get, this is a community show, right? So the more of you that we can get that let us know about what's going on, the better we can make the show for you. So thank you for those who have done that.
Yep.
All right, moving on.
All right, moving on to number 7, where we have 2471.
From Camas, Washington, and Camas, Hawkinson, and Washougal High Schools, it's Team Mean Machine. They have an overall record of 46-9-1, and they were the winners of the Wilsonville and the Lake Oswego District events, and they were the winners this past weekend at the Pacific Northwest District Championship. So making their second appearance in the top 25, we thought they were snubbed last week. 2471 entered the Pacific Northwest Championship, just rejuvenated and reborn kind of from seasons past. We'd heard about them, 3, 4, 5 years ago. Haven't heard a lot since, but have just really had an amazing season this year. They finished qualification matches ranked 8th, but they were selected first overall and would end up taking the win in 8 matches. I think it was quarterfinals and finals went to 3 matches. So just great determination and grit just to kind of keep plugging along and just to keep winning matches. Excuse me, they can get a 2 or 3 cube scale autonomous depending on the plate assignment, and they can co-climb at the end. Just a beautiful, eloquent machine by 2471, and just absolutely just a terrific job done this season. So congratulations to them. And as I mentioned at the top of the show, just great, again, seeing the Pacific Northwest getting some representation here on the top.
Mike, your snub worked.
It did. Got him in.
Bam.
Got him in pretty high up there too.
I know, yeah. 7's awesome, man. That might be the highest we've seen a PNW team for a long time.
All I did, and nothing.
Yep. It had nothing to do with their performance at all. That's so true.
Can you snub 3015 next week?
Preview snub.
I'm about to watch this clip that was just posted about 195. So, but congrats 2471. Just awesome job, and good luck. They're going to Houston, I believe. Pacific Northwest.
Yes, Pacific Northwest goes to Houston. Yep.
So,
do you want me? Should I throw this clip up real quick?
For 195?
Yeah. So,
yeah, you want to? Let's do it. You want to do it after 6?
Yeah. Yep. Good point.
because I want to watch it and see if I can find Sandra in there. This
All
year,
right.
just like shaking her head.
In excitement, you mean?
Yeah.
She's
Oh,
going-
right.
She just goes and gets a towel. She's like, all right, I know what's coming.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right. So our last team before our second little break here is our 6th ranked team. That's going to be Team 225.
From York, Pennsylvania, Techfire Robotics of York, it's Techfire. 65 wins, only 9 losses. Winners of the Springside and Montgomery District events, as well as this past weekend, the Mar District Championship. 225 has been insane. After a finals performance to start the season, Techfire has been in fuego, winning 2 events. They arrived at Mar Champs looking for more gold. They ranked 9th and were still picked first overall by 2590 in the duo, along with 2016, the Mighty Monkey Wrenches, dominant up into the finals. They had a little stumble. The number 2 alliance was able to win match 1, but the number 1 alliance came back strong, winning the final 2 matches to take the win. So an awesome regular season, and good luck at the Detroit Championship to 225 Techfire.
Yeah, this team rocks.
And
The
this is
performances
crazy.
they've been doing have just been lights out, and they got so close to Einstein last year. They're going this year. I don't think there's bad stuff can always happen, but the way they're performing, I don't think there's much of a doubt.
Yeah.
Like your little en fuego, Justin, because you don't want to
Yeah.
say Techfire's on fire.
Couldn't say on Techfire's on fire.
Fire.
Fuego.
We literally are. Congrats to them. Go ahead, Tyler. Pull it up.
Yeah. So, by the way, I love the random names that Twitch assigns for their clips.
Oh, yeah.
Because like the name of this one is because they do what I do for passwords, like they do like phrases for things, right? But I'll bring this up here because this is just really funny. The name of this is Tender Productive Pelican Leroy Jenkins.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna start playing it here, but that's just a ridiculous. Like I just love that. I just random words that it signs.
Blinding frigid potato planking.
Yep. So there's one. There's 2 or dos if you're Justin.
For our Spanish-speaking
3.
friends.
No, I don't know. Could you see him or no?
Sandra? No, I don't know if she's in there. But it'd be funny if she was.
The resolution's a
Should
little
be-
low. I
She'd
don't know
be
if I can make
absolutely
it
ecstatic, though, for her team.
720.
Oh, yeah.
That's awesome. Look at that's A level right there, man. I don't know. Yeah. That's how you do it.
Sweet deal.
Right? So let's go ahead and do our first giveaway, and then we'll start our second one as we get into our top 5. So with that said, you had to type in "do the math" if you're interested in doing it. So we will let that run for a few more seconds so you guys can hear me say this before we roll for it. So you got last chance to type in "do the math" for your chance to win a 829 digital goat shirt. And once again, make sure you check them out at the Indiana State Championship. They're definitely one of the favorite teams that take it along. They've had a great robot so far as well. Next, we will be giving away the Bathawks, which we'll talk about in just a second. With that said, we have had some questions about championships. Just want to give you a heads up that all 3 of us will be at Detroit Championships for sure. Justin's going to be hopefully with this team, right? Because you guys won chairmans earlier. So you'll be going. And then Mike and I at Detroit will be around doing some filming, guys. So we want to check in with you and do some behind the bumpers interviews as well as some other ones. And then myself, I will be at the Houston Championship along with Libby and our friend Nikki who will be joining us there. We'll be doing some filming there as well. So if you guys see any of us or any of our hosts, please come by and say hello to us. We'd love to talk to you about the shows. We'd love to talk to you about what you think is working well. Hey, even if you want to tell us what's not working so well, just be nice about it, and we'd love to hear your feedback on it. But everybody's got an opinion, or everybody's a critic. So, but seriously, guys.
No kidding.
Yeah, but seriously, guys. Like, I mean, I wasn't going to say this, but I'm going to now, and I'm not going to say TSI MFD, but it sounded like I was going to say that. But like, it was so cool at Seven Rivers. Like, there was some point I literally had a queue of people asking for like my autograph, and like I didn't really know how to respond to that, but it was really really cool, right? But seriously, I mean, we'll pretty much do anything. Like we're We're seriously just a bunch of everyday guys who just go, men and women who just go back to our jobs afterwards. And man, we just love to hear all the excitement you have on our shows. And thank you for watching. Sincerely, thank you for watching. We do this for the community, but we also do it because you guys do watch, and that empowers us to do even more shows. So thank you for watching, and thank you everybody who has donated to keep our shows going.
For sure.
All right, with that said, yeah, Caltrain's right. A lot of people did ask me for selfies in Vegas, too. China was the craziest stuff. But that's because I was a fat white guy with a weird hat. So hopefully that wasn't the case in the States. True story. With that said, our winner for the 829 shirt is BTM225. I think I know who that is from 225. Congratulations. I think that's Ben Martin. So congratulations to him. Yeah. Get yourself a 225 shirt. So follow up with me. Wait, what?
Ben gets to win stuff?
He's not the host of the show right now. I actually didn't deselect your name, Mike, so you had a chance. No, well, not saying
wait a second. Wait a second. Have you been doing that the whole time?
Moving on, we're going to be starting our next
secret
giveaway.
is out. Come on.
That was
you can't be.
Not as bad as my Freudian slip from last week, but
can't be.
Yeah, that was. Yeah.
Listen.
All right. What's up, Mike? Tell me.
Preach.
No. Justin, did Bavona ever get that shirt that we wanted?
Yeah, he did.
What shirt was it again?
Argos.
Oh, yeah. That was sick.
Argos gave me a shirt at Seven Rivers, too, so thank you, guys.
Oh, sick. Yeah, he wore it to the next meeting after, just rub it in. He's like, hey, check out my new shirt. I was like, all right, sick, thanks.
But, guys, I do have good news for you, for Mike and Justin.
What's
that?
Scott from 829 said he'll be sending you guys a shirt.
Thank you.
Fantastic.
So thank you, Scott, for doing that. Thanks for your giveaway, and good luck to 829 at Indiana State Championships. With that said, we are going to start our next giveaway before we get into our top 5. With that said, we're going to be giving away a set of the Bathawks, which we'll throw up on the screen here. This might be the last week, guys. It's either this week or next week, I think, for the Bathawks. So if you're interested in getting some winning, apparently they're on sale, by the way, at AndyMark right now for the low price of $31.20 for a pack of 4. That's a great deal. So make sure you check that out at AndyMark. But seriously, guys, you don't have a set of these. I have been hearing from so many people how awesome these are and how valuable they are to their team to make sure that their batteries are at the right voltage they need to be. This complements the battery beaks so well. And for the price point it is, you can. The cool thing is you can literally leave this in the battery like the entire competition. And it doesn't drain the battery. Tells you what the voltage is. You know what the right battery is to use. So yeah, make sure you check this out. This is an awesome fundraiser for Team 1720. So it's not just like, hey, like capitalistic society, we're pitching product. No, we pitch this because this is fundraising for a team, right? And that's important to us, that teams get things for fundraisers. And something like this, we want to thank them for all the donations they've done. If you're interested in winning this right now, type in championship. 1720 is an Indiana team. They're competing at the Indiana Championships as well, along with 829. They are looking for a big win there. So once again, championship for your chance to win the Bathawks, and we'll do that drawing right after our number 1 team's announced, so make sure you stick around for the giveaway of the Bathawks. Make sure you spell championship correctly too, Mike. You spelled it with a C, Haas.
So, what would be the championship?
Wait, I gotta make sure I spelled it right. All right.
I'm gonna have to go with...
What do you mean, what would be the championship?
No, what would be the championship?
Oh, like literally a chip?
Yeah, what would be your championship?
What would it look like?
No, what would be your championship? Dorito?
Oh, God. I'm like, I don't fully know where you're going with
tortilla
this.
Chip?
Jesus. Justin, I'll let you go.
I don't know. I'm trying to think I couldn't think of like a boxer getting a chip tooth. Hey, it's the championship.
Caltrans is Cool Ranch Doritos. I'm going to be close with Caltran and go with the spicy buffalo wing Dorito.
Doritos?
Yeah,
I don't think I've had those.
I do like those, except they made like the giant ones for a while, and those kind of sucked. But the normal ones were pretty good for that. Otherwise, man, just like a good kettle barbecue
salt
or jalapeno
vinegar.
chip.
Yeah,
I'm not a big salt and vinegar is okay to me, but jalapeno barbecue. But salt and vinegar for you, Mike?
Yeah, I think salt and vinegar, like kettle cooked. That's what
All
I'll
right.
go with.
Justin?
I don't know.
He's like, I don't know what the hell we're talking
Is
about
that-
right now.
We are going to somehow make this show last an hour and a half.
Bam, we got
Yeah,
13
we are.
minutes. Crazy Mohawk, thank you for your sub, by the way,
Yeah.
resubbing with your Twitch Prime, guys. Thank you so much.
Oh yeah, if you're
Crazy
from
Mohawk.
Canada, you can have ketchup chips.
There you go. That sounds disgusting.
All right,
let's go to the top
break into the
five,
top
yes.
five here.
See, this is what happens when we don't have like all this stuff lined out. We just sort of like, hey, we got all this extra time.
No,
Let's
we
just go
don't.
off the rails and yep.
Yeah, that was
Hey,
their
our old
season
FRC
25 for years.
Literally would go on like 2 or 2.5 hours,
Yep.
3 hours. People
Love
are
it.
still around. All right, let's do it.
All right. So in the 5th spot is team number 16.
From Mountain Home, Arkansas, and Mountain Home High Career Academics, it's the Bomb Squad. An overall record of 27-8. They were the winners of the Arkansas Rock City Regional and the Midwest Regional. Making their first appearance in the Week 2, top 25 at number 4. They are once again here in the top 25 at taking home the win at the Midwest Regional this past weekend. They would take the number 1 seed. They battled hard, taking the quarterfinals and finals to 3 matches each. They placed 2 cubes in the switch and auto. And then they attack the scale and just have that ramp at the end for their partner to climb up on. Their swerve is just dominant as always. And they just have another amazing robot that will be going deep into the playoffs again at their half champs in Houston. So just another, like I said, like their swerve is like second to none. Just the way they can maneuver the field and handle cubes just puts them in great position, position-wise on the field. Between their swerve and just their mechanism. So congratulations to Team 16 and good luck at championship. Another top 5 performance. So like I said, I think they're 4th after Rock City Regional, and then they're here again at number 5 after Midwest. So that's 16, the Bomb Squad, in 5th. And in 4th, it's going to be Team 1323.
From Madera, California, Madera High School, Madtown Robotics, a perfect 32-0 overall, undefeated winners of the Sacramento and Central Valley Regionals. So I think I've come up with it finally. The key to winning matches in California is just blue powder coat. It's that simple. The 1323 machine is impressive to watch. The Swerve Cube scoring machine is just cool. I mean, it's a great robot. The way it drives and moves around the field is awesome to watch. They've been able to team up twice with 1678, and the scores they're putting up could be a preview of what we might see out of a Houston Elimination Alliance at the championship event. Just a great example of what happens when 2 truly elite teams can pair up together. So congrats on a perfect regular season to 1323, 32-0.
Wow.
Impressive.
Yeah.
Just so many things can go wrong in your average qualification match. To win 32 straight is crazy.
Yeah.
I can't get over that.
I muted myself there for a second. I mean, there was times where 1323 was the dominant robot of the Alliance. Many times, actually, there was a couple times where Citrus was struggled, and 1323 carried the match through for them. I mean, Citrus has a fantastic bot, absolutely. But man, Madtown to get that recognition, to get up to number 4, an undefeated season so far. Last year they started having a really great robot, especially towards the end of the season, and see that carried through to 2018. This robot is slick. It's got an awesome drive and just looks good overall.
Definitely.
I just watched the 1678 video where that 3 cube auto that we showed in premiere night.
Yeah.
And at the end, they're like, first time. Anyway. All right. Where are we?
We're into our top 3 now.
Top 3.
Where we have Team 2056.
From Stony Creek, Ontario, Canada, and Orchard Park Secondary School, it's OP Robotics. They have an overall record of 33-3. They were the winners of the McMaster University event. So with a stunning and disappointing loss at their first event, OP Robotics took the field at McMaster this past weekend, looking for that gold of the season. They ranked first with a 3.66 ranking score average, and they went with their same pick from their first event, and this time collected that gold medal. They also took home the District Chairman's Award as well here at the McMaster event. So the gold cling bing for them. We'll get those emotes going in the chat here. I always click on the wrong one. been here for so long and still click on the bit one. So what's left to really say about OP Robotics? I mean, nothing. They're just unreal. One of the best. So one of the best words to describe them, I think, is consistent. Like we had just talked about that with like 1323 and 1678, right? Like there's just so much that could go wrong in a match, and like 2056 hardly ever has a bad match. Just always come out, and it's just always just, as I said, consistent. So congrats to OP Robotics. Just again, have nothing really else to say about them. They have another amazing robot. So also, with all this free time everybody has, if you didn't see the finals at McMaster, they were just awesome. Like the scale just literally littered and stacked with cubes, and the kind of the double buddy climbs there at the end. Just made for an amazing match. So again, congrats to 2056, and they'll be at the provincial champs this weekend for Ontario. So good luck to them.
Some of these are 3 high on here. Look at that. That's so cool.
Yeah, that's what I was. Yeah, it's I think this is and then they both are going for so they both have the ramps out here.
Yep.
56 just there's in South Tex there too.
Talking to your mic.
I was gonna say, where did Mike go?
Oh, sorry, mine's so.
It's like he was walking away as he was talking.
It's like my mic is so
car throwing microphone.
Mike, remember when we first doing our shows, we got those mics, and I was just terrible at it. I would never talk into it.
Because we would be looking at each other, and then we just we had to learn how to.
Yeah. And we had 8 monitors set up, so we're always looking at different monitors and.
Oh, the good old days.
Tyler and Nick are saints. When you have to host and produce and do all that crap at the same time, it was impossible.
Remember, because they do it here, right? They type in the next team, then they queue it over. Like we were doing that. We were doing a little scroll at the bottom. Sometimes we would have a video to play over top of it.
It's been a refined process for sure.
Oh, heaven forbid we typed in a name wrong. You have to go and find it, try to fix it. It was just
we would just leave it. So all the drama's here in the 2 spot, as we always say. 2 teams left. You guys can probably predict. You can put in the chat maybe who you think is the order. But this was a great week of competition. We had some really really great matches and great robots that played this week. You kind of get those lulls in the valleys and the lows kind of during our throughout competition season. So this was just a great weekend of competition. So with that being said, our second ranked team is going to be team 1678
from Davis, California, Davis Senior High School. It's the Citrus Circuits, 45-2 overall, were the winners, the Utah, Sacramento, and Central Valley Regionals. That's a lot of Corsetto selfies. I'm just letting you guys know. Qualification matches at the Central Valley Regional were an intense battle for the number 1 seed between 1678 and 1323, and it was fun to watch. When the dust settled, 1678 edged 1323 by just 1 ranking point, and they beat the next best team by 8 ranking points. So it was truly a battle between those two, and it was really exciting to watch the entire day. So however, when the elimination rounds came around, the 2 were able to get together, and they really breezed through the elimination rounds, securing 1678 their 3rd regional win and 4th blue banner this season. So just another great season for 1678, and I can't wait to see what they're able to accomplish at the Houston Championship.
I just want to go back on this match I was showing real quick and just show you the control that they have. If you watch 1678 on the right side here, they just must have preset levels or something like that. But I think I went back just a little bit too far. But both them and their alliance partners, 4698, both of them just grabbing immediately at the right spots at the right time, and it looks. Watch the 1678 here. They must have this is 3 cubes high exactly. Because just watch how slick that is, and they're going to grab one at 2 cubes high here, and exactly in the right spot like that. That control is just so awesome to see. And I'm guessing it's presets, but still to have that ready to go, and just immediately that operator is just immediately on point and on par is really great operating of the robot to see.
Yeah, for sure. All right, 1026, at least on the East Coast. Let's round it out quickly and talk about and the number one ranked team for Week 6 is team number 118.
From League City, Texas, and Clear Creek High School, it's the Robotics. They have an overall record of 49-4, and they were the winners of the Dallas, the Colorado, and the Lone Star Regional. So, again, what's left to say about the Robotics? Only 4 losses on the year. They have not taken the number 1 seed, but were selected first overall twice, and then captain and won from the number 2 alliance as well. 3Q Auto from the same side. We were talking a little pre-show about this. Which they only had once in their 6 matches. They would line up on their left side of the alliance station, and out of their 6 playoff matches, 5 of them were left, right, left. So the opposite side for their 3Q Auto, only once, and was only that right, left, right once. So, but they have an easy cube placement, and they have that ramp for the 2 ranking point, which is just so crucial. Well executed robot, obviously well coached. Another stellar year from the Robonauts. So. They'll be at kind of the hometown or home state regional in Houston, or championship, in Houston. Where half of us won't get to see a robot, so still salty about that. But I'm excited to see where they'll end up next week with the final top 25. It's just going to be with all these teams, right? I just can't even predict or even think of how this is all going to shake out, what the order of this kind of top 5 will be. But congratulations to 118, the Robonauts, number 1, Week 6.
Absolutely. So we're going to do the giveaway for the Badhawks here in just a moment. You have one last chance to type in championship. And once again, those Badhawks are courtesy of team number 1720, Fixed Gears, which you can watch at the Indiana State Championship this weekend. Before we do this giveaway, guys, Justin, you're going to be at SPBLIEIEIO, whatever the name is of the event. Is that starting?
EIEIO, is that what you said?
Yeah, starting on Thursday, right? Event number 2?
Yep, long on number 2, starting on Thursday.
So who are you looking for other teams other than 3015 there? I'm going to put you on the
17.
spot.
No, 1796 looks really good. The Robo Tigers, they've already won 2 events, Hudson Valley and New York City. They look really, really good. And watching a little bit of Long Island number 1 today, and there's a few teams there that are competing, like I talked about at the beginning of the show, doing 1 and 2. So it'll be fun. I'm looking for, like I mentioned before, we're looking forward to competing with some different teams. We've never been to Long Island Regional before, so it'll be fun. It'll be a good trip. And it's interesting that this regional is going to be further away for us than the championship will be in Detroit. So even though we're not leaving the state.
Hey, Mike, I know you'll have your eyes on Ontario for sure, right? The district championship in Ontario.
Oh yeah. Well, I will, but it'll probably be kind of after the fact or checking on my phone. The hospital that I work for, the Children's Hospital, we're doing a prom for some of our patients that are
awesome.
out of the hospital a lot. So that's where I'll be doing Saturday in the afternoon and evening. So I'll have to kind of catch all this after the fact. But yeah, that'll be definitely kind of the first matches that I go to for sure.
That is awesome. Yeah, I mean, there's so many great events going on this weekend. I will try to watch it. This is like my one weekend off, so hopefully I can have a few streams up while trying to entertain the family at the same time. So
yeah,
so we'll see. But yeah, I mean, I'm very excited. There's so many great, and we mentioned Indiana State Championship. I think that gets overshadowed a little bit with some of the other events, but. Make sure you check that out. New England Championship going on as well too with MSC in Ontario, and then of course SBPLI. There we go. Number 2 going on as well, guys. So great competitions going up. Make sure you go to BlueLines.com. Click on Game Day. You can watch all of these events going on at once. You might even be able to watch all the fields going on at once, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You can literally watch every single stream going on at the same time. So. Perfect. So go ahead and do that at the Blue Lions. So with that said, let's go ahead and do our giveaway for the Badhawks, and that is going to go to Mike. Thayer159.
Oh. The joke's old, Tyler. The joke's old. Because
joke's old, but Mike's salty. So
and I still laugh because it gets me every time.
Salty like my championships.
Thayer159, congratulations. Shoot me a message on Twitch or Discord so we can get that sent out to you. Congratulations for winning, and thanks for following the channel. Sorry, Mike. Sorry, Mike. We got to get you on. You got to watch some of the other shows so you can win some of those. I didn't deselect you again. Though, just so you know.
So if you actually win, you can actually win.
So Tyler, which show is the least watched? So I can have the best.
Get some rigged emotes in chats, by the way. Probably.
You don't have to answer that.
All right. Well, I'm very transparent about that stuff. So.
No, that's okay.
Yeah. But with that said, speaking about shows, guys, and I'll wrap up quickly. We are going to be running shows during the off season as well. The plan is 4 shows a month, which I'm not sure if all the hosts know about yet. But pretty much we kind of have 4 key shows that we do, or 4 primary shows that we do outside the region recap. So the goal is to rotate those once a month. So we'll still have some content for you. And subs, I know that during competition season, I suck at doing kind of some sub nights and sub giveaways. We will be doing some of those. I'd love to have your feedback in Discord on what we can do to do some cool sub nights. I know a lot of you want to do some gaming. I will even cave in on my love for PUBG and do a Fortnite one if we have to. So
I'll be in on that.
Yeah? All right.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Well, we should do that for sure then. So with that said, guys, thank you everybody for tuning in. If you like what we do, guys, just keep telling people about it. We're going to be at both champs. We want to talk to you guys down there. We'll be probably interviewing. I plan on interviewing 10 to 20 teams at each championships and doing some videos and some content. So a lot to come out for that. But thank you, everybody, for donating. Thank you, 1720, for their 4 packs of Badhawks. Thank you to 829 for their T-shirt. And thank you to you, subscribers, watchers, viewers, for keeping us going and letting everybody know that, hey, this is the place to go if you want more FRC in your life. I do want to make a cool announcement, too. We are adopting an FTC show, and we will be airing that, covering a couple of the Super Regionals on Sunday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. So make sure you check that out, called FTC Live. They did a pilot show recently, and we're going to be helping them out through the rest of the season and kind of trying out to see if FTC is a market that we want to get into, because I think it is. But we'd love to hear more of your feedback. I've announced FTC a few times. That's about my experience with it. But we have some awesome experts who are very well ingrained in FTC that will be hosting the show. So make sure you check that out, as well as the Australia region recap at 10 p.m. Eastern on Friday as well. So thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Thanks, of course, to our awesome host, Mike Justin, for making this happen every week and doing all the legwork on the FRC Top 25. Also, thank you to our 2 hosts and our producer not being here right now, Nick, who's hopefully flying back for us next week, and then Christina Tia as well. And make sure you check out the awesome drawings and remembrance things that she has done for Mark Leone. Absolutely incredible. And Mark, we miss you dearly. So with that said, thank you, moderators. Thank you, everybody else, for making this show amazing. I'll stick in chat for a few minutes, guys, if you have any other questions or anything you want to talk about. But with that said, we will see you next Monday on First Updates Now. Talk to you then.
See you guys.